I'm psychic.
It's all you now.
Okay, we're ready. Good. Good
Yep.
to go.
Yep. Great.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to another edition of or episode of Mental Health Heroes Plays Dungeons and Dragons. Our gunslinger's already fallen asleep.
Oh, not
we're,
true.
we're going to be short one itchy brown bottom again today due to technical issues. And if anybody lives in a rural area, you can know how difficult it is to get any kind of help when it concerns internet or phone service or anything like that. So we wish him the best of luck of being able to join us next week. But let's get started. We're going to do a little bit of shout outs at the beginning of the show for things that people like or enjoy. We want to encourage you guys to enjoy yourselves. So let's start with Logan. You got anything that you recommend for these fine viewers?
Oh, there's an old movie called Shawshank Redemption that's pretty decent if you can get it.
Sure. Why do you like that film, Logan?
I just watched it when I was fairly young, and it's just really held up. Especially seeing I saw it maybe 2 years ago now,
You
and
like the sister, didn't you?
it's still really held up.
Have you read the short story that Stephen King wrote?
I've read most of it. I don't think I had the time at the time to get all the way through it, but I did read most of it.
You should check it out. It's in a book called Different Seasons. It's got Rita and the Shawshank Redemption. It's got The Body in it, and a couple of other ones in that as well. I don't remember the other two stories, but they're
Yeah.
all pretty good. So I highly recommend that, Logan. If you haven't actually read it, go ahead and check those out. Johnny, what do you got, buddy?
Well, now, Cobra Kai. If you guys haven't seen it yet, you really need to be watching Cobra Kai. I've really enjoyed that. Uh, it's one of those things where you're really not sure who the good guy is supposed to be. I mean, it's just I think the writers have done an excellent job uh, of just showing humanity because it's just people. Uh, so I've really enjoyed watching it.
From the previews that I saw, it looked like old Danny LaRusso got to be a little bit of a jerk.
He is.
Yeah,
From the
I mean, but
previews
now
that I
you,
saw.
you see the. I mean, he's just like us. I mean, to some people we're great, and then to other people we could be total jerks. It just
That's true.
without even meaning to be. That's just
Well, some of us don't know we're doing it. Like,
Or some of us
Dave.
try.
Dave knows. Dave knows.
Dave knows. Anything else, Johnny?
no. I think for now that'll do. I mean, I'm sure uh, there are a number of other things that I could probe, but that's the thing that
Save it for
if you're
later
not watching
episodes.
it, you need to at least take a look at it. It's on Netflix now. It started out on YouTube, and YouTube's dropped it. Netflix has
picked
picked
it
it up,
Oh.
and like I said, first two seasons I really enjoyed.
Jonathan, what you got, buddy?
Nobody told me there was going to be a test.
Well, if you don't participate, you definitely fail.
Oh, fine. I don't want to do that. I still highly recommend that you try out the Jim Butcher books, the Harry Dresden Files. It's got basically Dungeons and Dragons type things in the real world Chicago and brings all the Fae, and I'd say 80% of my knowledge in Dungeons and Dragons comes from that book until I learn it from you guys. So it's a detective noir story, but he's a wizard. He's in the phone book, the yellow pages under wizard, and he does a great job of solving crimes that the police department of Chicago can't because they're supernatural. The first book is about werewolf FBI agents, so
So, what's the name of the first book? Stormfront?
it is Stormfront. So
All right, next is on.
We just got through watching this great movie called #Live. It is a Korean movie.
Thank you.
About
Thank
zombies.
You for clarifying that.
It is awesome. Oh my gosh. Of course, it's dubbed, but I really like it. I just saw it pop up on Netflix. They said, since you like zombies and killing, try this. And I was like, all right. Like, yeah.
Another one to add to what he was talking about is a lot of Americans have already seen it. It's called The Train to Busan or The Last Train to Busan. I don't remember exactly what the title is, but it's a fantastic Korean zombie film. It tugs at your heartstrings throughout the whole thing. It's a great movie. It's amazing how what the American filmmakers had taken, and when they originally started doing a lot of the zombie movies, there was heart in them. Like the George Romero first two George Romero movies had a lot of heart, and then as the genre progressed, they lost it. They lost that heart that those movies had because it was more than just about the zombies. It was about other things. And then it's funny how international filmmakers have taken that same genre and added the heart back into it. And a lot of people don't like 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later, but Danny Boyle, the guy that directed 28 Days Later, did a great job of adding it back into it from the British market. And then, forgive me because I don't remember the director of Train to Busan and Hashtag Alive, but they made you care about the characters again, which is it's a wonderful thing to see in a genre that's been played out for now almost 30 years. So, like Nikodon said, those are two great films to watch. I recommend. There's a couple of series on Netflix. Again, which almost everybody's doing Netflix, except for Jonathan. Uh, one's called Cursed, and the other one's called Letter to the King, and they're both fantasy series. They're both well written. The characters develop nicely in it. I one Cursed is about the history of Nimue, the Lady of the Lake, and the Arthurian legends, and then the other one is it's Original World. I think it's an Eastern European writer. It's based on a book by an Eastern European writer like The Witcher. But it follows the story of a kid, an orphan kid, and he gets tasked with a job to deliver a treacherous letter from a prince to the king, and it's just really good. I enjoyed them both. But without further ado, our players got.
I saw the first, but it was anytime you start messing with Arthur Legends, it's a grain of salt for me.
Me too.
But now I enjoyed the Merlin character, and that was about it.
I enjoyed it because it was a different take on the Arthurian legend. I thought it was good. I mean, it's been done so many times that you kind of have to bring a little bit of originality to it. Frank Miller was one of the writers of Cursed. So
Arthur, Sin City 2.0, the prequel.
But it was good. It was good.
That's like the Merlin series too. The different take on it all because Guinevere's a peasant and all that stuff, and I mean, which it's okay. But when I first watched Cursed, I was like, no.
I made him keep watching it.
Yeah.
Because the stories get good, and you forget that it's the Arthurian legend. You start paying attention to the characters themselves, and then you're like, oh yeah, that character.
Yeah, I had to take
not
that
gonna
out
give anything away.
Put it over there.
Yeah.
So we're ready to die today.
There's a lot of that where they're trying to bring in the female character empowerment.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of time they focus on that and lose the story.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with a strong female character as long as there's a really good story involved.
I'm sorry, but us as white males, we're not supposed to enjoy that.
And I love that.
Yep.
Well, I think that applies to not just strong female characters. I think it applies to all characters.
Well, yeah.
If there's going to be a strong character, it needs to have a good story around it. You can make a strong character and then forget the story, no matter if it's male, female, animal, vegetable, mineral, whatever.
Like the Fast and Furious 2 through 97 or whatever it's at.
Strangely enough, I actually enjoyed Tokyo Drift more than the other Fast and Furious movies.
That's one of the worst ones.
I know that's what everybody says, but I liked it.
You would do that because you're that Alabama-sounding character that goes to Japan and drives a race car that's 40 years old and got pretend he's 17.
I saw the first Fast and the Furious, and I was done with the franchise. Never saw another one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But then I saw
I've seen them all.
Speaking of the strong female characters, the Warrior Nun on Netflix.
That looks good. That looks good.
I
Is that
I
good?
really enjoyed that, and I liked her character. She had that flawed, but still, working towards strength character that I really liked. I mean,
It's good. It's good flick.
Yeah. But so let's get down to. I know we're trying to put off the inevitable here. Uh, so let's do a quick recap for viewers if this is your first time watching. I'll do a quick introduction to the players that you see here. Jonathan Grizel, he plays a not a dark elf, an ash elf druid named Ward. Uh, John Phillips, or Johnny Phillips, plays a human gunslinger named Slade Carter. Logan Sisson, he plays a human barbarian named Drekken. I'm not sure what his last name is. And then next Don Wormwood, or Dave, you'll hear us call him Dave, plays a bugbear named Grek. And again, I think it's like Bassoff, something like that was his last name.
Yep.
They find themselves in quite the pickle after some pleading from a needy person. They have found themselves underneath an academy of magical learning to try and find a poor soul who reached too far. As people would say, they were reaching for the stars and found the earth instead. Well, this person found a curse and is slowly transforming into a creature known as a Nothic. Unknown to the surface world above them, so they think, or for all the information that they know, they discovered a ancient elven city with lots of spider iconography and elven skeletons that they had to defeat until they finally found themselves being guided by a Nothic who they thought might be the character named Jin, but turned out not to be, who, for the sake of his own life, decided to guide them through the city towards Jin, to where he said Jin was. In so doing, they snuck past a garrison full of Driders and have found themselves in a narrow alleyway where they can only be single file, with a castle on one side and buildings on the other, where the Nothic then took off running towards the center of a courtyard and began to scream, and Slade pulled the trigger on his scatter gun, which can be heard at least 300 feet in all directions. And all that ruckus brought the attention of some more Driders and what appears to be a large chitinous or chitinous, however you want to pronounce it, creature with claws and ugliness, and it came out of the castle. And that is where we find ourselves. That is where we find ourselves at this point in time. They had a real rough time with a single Drider the day before, and now they have 3 that they can see, and I'll go ahead and say it, an Umber Hulk coming out of this castle. The Nothic has ran about 30 feet in front of you, so we're going to start this out with our hair on fire. Everyone roll initiative.
Letting Johnny get to do his attack from the gun first?
Yes, he does.
Do I do the attack and then roll initiative?
Go ahead and roll your initiative.
Okay.
So we'll have it ready, and then we'll go on from there.
It's gonna be a great day. Great day, gentlemen. I rolled a 1.
Off to a good start. I gotta find some stats and stuff while you guys are doing that. A B C D E F G L M N O P. There he is. Alright.
You stopped on P's. What is in P?
I had to find out where N was in the alphabet. Because I'd opened the book and I was on P. I was like, okay, where's N relative to P?
2 letters up. Oh. Make my camera refocus all the time. What? 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 So I'm going to try to refrain from eating during this session. Because I got on the Logan about eating pretzels, and then I'm over here with chips and
Chips. Crinkling the whole. I was like, then when you poured your water out of the jug.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Let's see, I got a
TUV. You. Where are you? You. There he is. There he be.
It looks like a lobster.
Army of the monsters.
You know good and well that's not true pirate talk, or it'd be there he are.
Arr! Army matey! He's gonna
I
be
gotta
walking the
find. I gotta find
plank.
my DM dice now.
Oh God!
That's all right. You don't need those. Those roll highly.
It's hiding from me. It doesn't want me to kill you.
Imagine that.
That won't stop
Oh, never
you.
mind.
That
I
won't
found
stop you.
I found it.
Just a quick heads up. I have no healing potions left. Anybody else have healing potions?
I gave
I
my
do.
last one to the Nothic.
Yes, we know.
Just
Hey.
one.
I'm going to tell you right now. So everybody else saw a bugbear that was evil and nasty and awful, and I saw the good that is Greg. Everybody saw a goblin, and they thought, "Oh my gosh, it's a horrible, terrible person." And I saw the wise person.
Jonathan,
that
we're player characters.
is right.
That's Jeremy's NPCs. It's not the same.
Until the DM used his evil villain voice, I didn't know. And as the bard, Meatloaf once said at the Stumble Inn, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Oh, goodness.
All right, everybody. 20 and above.
I got 22.
Did you really?
Did you get a plus 21 to your one?
That's right.
That's right. I thought you rolled a 1, but okay.
He said it was a crit. He didn't say what kind.
All right, 15 to 20.
17
What's your dex modifier?
plus 5.
Okay.
Which I didn't add to my armor class, so I've been walking around less safe till I typed it into the stuff that Johnny gave me so that I'm not an idiot.
10 to 15.
14.
Five to 10.
7.
I got a 5.
Logan.
Sure would have been nice to have a cleric today. Just saying and all that.
That's
Greg-
generally why I play one day.
Greg is bringing up the rear. But before all that, as Anost runs from you and is screaming bloody murder through this courtyard directly in front of you, you have a shot. He's about 30 feet away from you.
Blow him away!
So he got 30 feet away from me before I got to shoot?
Yeah, well, he started to sneak out into the courtyard, and then he started running. And when he started running is when he pulled the trigger. So he got about 30 feet.
Ah, crud.
We'll close with him first.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
No.
Is that legal? Can I close an empire?
Sure.
Okay. All right, that's going to be 25 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That's going to be 14 damage. Do I get my second attack in the round?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to have to reuse luck. That was a misfire.
Okay, so you're going to burn one of your lucks.
I'm going to burn a luck. All right, that's a 25 again. And that's 14 damage again.
Yeah, you cut him quite badly with that.
Yeah, I'm sure, but he's still up.
He is still up. All right, so now we enter initiative, and the first thing to go is you notice that a drider was coming down from the ceiling and had landed on the building right above you to your left. It's about 20 feet up. It leaps down onto the ground. Has not noticed the rest of you guys in the alleyway, but he did notice Slade as he ran out after the Nothic. So he's going to use the rest of his movement to get to you, and he is right on top of you, Slade.
Okay.
He's got 3 attacks,
He gonna
and
bite you.
he's going to try to bite you first, and that is a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, you're going to take 2 points of piercing damage and 10 points of poison damage.
Okay.
It draws a long sword and swings it at you, and that is a 24.
Yep.
And that is 4 points of slashing damage. His last attack is a 17. Does that hit you?
Yes.
And that is 7 points of slashing damage. And
Okay.
that completes his turn. We are now in initiative. Ward, you are up, bud.
What do?
All right, so if I remember correctly, the line was Slade,
Then me.
Drekken. It was Drekken
No.
second. He claimed it when it came out. I just watched the video. He said he was coming second.
They said
Then
they
it
were
was
walking
you.
side by side. Yeah.
And then when they got in the alleyway, they closed in. So it's Slade, Drekken, Ward, then Greg at the back.
Okay.
So you've got, if you want to move through, you can move through your own teammates. But you saw what just happened. Ward's about 40 feet away from you. Not Ward, but Slade's 40 feet away from you, and he's got a Drider on him and a Nothic.
Right. The other Driders, where are they?
There's one that's coming down the castle. It had dropped from the ceiling. It was on top of the castle. And it's coming down. It's almost out of your view. Once he starts to move, he'll get out of your view. And then the other one's coming from the far side of the courtyard. And it's about 50 feet away from Slade and 90 feet away from you.
Okay. I was thinking about casting darkness so they can't see in it because nobody can. But, all right, so the first thing I want to do is the storm cloud will appear 10 feet high in shape of a cylinder, and it's got a 60-foot radius. The end of it will be with the Nothic and the Drider, hopefully within 5 feet of each other, but away from my buddy Slade. And then the remaining part of it
Just
will
so
be...
you know, they're flanking. I mean, they're not getting advantage on attack rolls. The Drider's on one side, the Nothic's on the other side, Slade's in the middle.
All right, so it's going, the tip of it's going to be on the Nothic, and then 60 feet away from the Nothic towards the other Driders going towards the castle.
Now, is this Storm Cloud for Call Lightning?
Yep.
Can you read the spell description? Make sure it doesn't say it has to be outside.
Okay, it says a storm cloud appears in the shape of a cylinder that is 10 feet tall, with the 60-foot radius centered on a point you can see within the range directly above you. Spell fails if you can't see the point in the air where the storm cloud would appear. Example, if you're in a room that can accommodate the cloud, which is 10
Good
feet.
deal. It appears right above. Do you
Okay.
go ahead? You're gonna go ahead. Can you go ahead and call lightning, or does that have to wait a turn?
It says when you cast the spell, choose a point you can see under the cloud. A bolt of lightning flashes down from the cloud to that point. Each creature within that 5 foot must make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
You're Thor.
Working on it, but
within that 5 foot, right? So if you hit the Nothic, it shouldn't hit Slade.
Right, exactly. It doesn't hit unless
Okay.
awful were to have happened.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go ahead and call the lightning down.
I feel like I took a lot of damage to save this dude. I gave him my last healing potion. I'm not in a forgiving mood. I feel like, what's this dude's name? Something about ass?
Anost. Anost is his
close
name.
enough. He's going to be checking for one.
All right, so dexterity saving throw?
Dexterity saving throw?
And he's at disadvantage because he's laying on the ground.
No. Over 20. So
Okay,
he takes half damage.
He'll take half of whatever this is. 19 points of damage.
So half of that?
Yep. But still, that's better than before. You don't add the attack bonus, spell attack bonus to any of the damage, just to the roll, right?
Just to the roll, yep.
All right, just want to make sure.
So he takes 9 points of damage.
He does, and then I feel sorry for my buddy Slade, so bonus action, I cast Healing Word.
Okay.
And there's a problem with that. Hang on. Okay. He gets 10 points back.
Is that everything? You gonna move or anything, or you gonna stay where you're at?
I feel like I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to stay in a nice, neat little safe line down. Well, actually, no, I'm going to go up and stand next to Slade. Right. There's Nothic, Slade, Drider, me behind the Drider.
Yeah, that's as far as you can move. It would be right behind the Drider.
Yeah.
All right. So it is the Nothic's turn, and he's scrambling, trying to find a way out of the situation. So he is going to disengage, and he is going to run 30 feet towards the east. You see there's the courtyard that opened up. It actually goes towards, it looks like some natural rock formations that go from the ceiling to the ground. But there's avenues on each side of it. And so he starts to head that direction. He moves 30 feet.
That's why I was going to cast Entangle. Dang it.
Slade, you have a Drider right on you, and the Nothic has moved 30 feet away.
All right. So, because the Nothic's next to me, I would have disadvantage, correct?
Because the Drider's next to you. The Nothic already ran.
I know, but I'm going to fire on the Nothic, but I've got the Drider to deal with.
Yes, that is correct.
So, if I use a grit, it's a straight shot.
And this is with your pistol because you used all your scatter.
Right.
Correct, yeah.
Right. I pulled a pistol, and I'm going to do a grit and a sharpshooter shot on the Nothic.
Okay.
All right, so that's hang on, let me get the flashlight. I can't read my die. It is an 18 on the die.
That hits.
Okay.
Make him a puddle.
I'm trying. So that is going to be a total of 16 damage.
You see Anos stiffen as the bullet goes through his back and out his heart, and he collapses to the ground 30 feet away.
Okay, then I turn. So that means I get the grip point back, right?
That is correct.
Good. Turn on the Nothic.
The Drider.
Correct. Turn on the Drider. Do a grit there also, so it'll be a straight shot.
Okay.
I will not do sharpshooter. I'm just going to do a straight shot. Okay, that's going to be 21 to hit.
That hits.
All right. That's 6 damage.
Okay. Is that everything?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. The Drider that is 50 feet away from Slade closes its distance. It uses its action and its movement to get on top of Slade. That's all it can do this round. Now the Drider that's on top of the castle begins to move down. Anybody who's in the alleyway can't see it. I don't. Ward, you can look to your right a little bit, and you see it coming out of the courtyard. It crawls over the back of the Umber Hulk and goes. It's 30 feet, and it puts it about 20 feet away from both of y'all. And you see it begin to
Gyrate.
yeah, you see it begin to move its hand around, and I need a wisdom saving throw from Ward.
I got a plus a 14.
14. That's
Yep.
just enough. You feel your muscles tense up, and you see these invisible bands start to form around you, but you shake your head, and it dissipates.
Okay.
And
So
you
it's
know,
not charmed or anything. I couldn't.
no, it was. You have a feeling that he was holding person.
Got it. Good thing I'm black. That would have been a bad freaking roll.
But it looks frustrated, but that's all it can do on its round.
It's probably married.
The Umber Hulk then, in turn, crawls over the Drider to try to get at y'all. It closes this distance and is on Ward because you're the closest one to it. You find the page. What? There he is. I need you to give me a charisma saving throw.
You're screwed.
And you as well. You as well, Slade. All right, what'd you get, Ward?
6.
Okay, Slade.
19.
All right, so Slade, you're able to shake off. You're starting to get this confusing thing. You are confused by its confusing gaze, Ward, and then on your turn, you're going to feel like you're going to have to run away. You have no reactions either. You're unable to react to anything.
So it's not a charm. It's
No, it's just a confusion, and you'll run in a random direction whenever your turn comes around. All right, so now it's on top of. That wasn't even action. That's just a natural thing that it has. And it is on Ward. It makes 3 attacks. It's got massive claws and giant pincer mandibles. So the first thing is it's going to try to bite you with its mandibles. That's a natural 20.
Of course it is.
Bye, Ward. We love you.
So that's
My lord, we hardly knew ye.
4d8 damage with the crit.
I was gonna say normally, jeez. But
That's 25 points of slashing damage. And then it's going to strike you twice with its claws. The first one is a 13. Does that hit?
Nope.
Second one is less than that. So you're able to, after the massive bite that rips you right across the chest and the back as it pinches you, you're able to kind of squirm as it slashes around you.
That doesn't break the
Nah,
fusion, does it?
it does not. All right, Drekken, you're up, buddy. You see all this stuff happening. Looks
rar.
like Ward and the Umber Hulk and the Drider are all about 30 feet to 35 feet away from you. And you can't really see Slade because of the massive creatures in between you and him. What would you like to do?
My rage, and then I will close distance with the Umber Hulk.
Okay, I need you to go ahead and make a charisma saving throw.
That is not the greatest thing. +1, that'd be 16.
That is. You feel like you would be confused, but you rolled 1 point higher than you needed to.
Oh my
So
goodness.
you're good.
All right, and then I will attack twice. So I'm gonna. I've raged before I moved,
Sure.
so I'm gonna attack twice recklessly.
Okay.
So first attack is +8, 17.
That misses.
The second attack is 18.
18, you said?
Yes.
Yes.
That hits.
Hey, something hit. That is a D12, if I could find it. There it is. So that is, ooh. That is 19 points of damage.
Nice. Nice job.
That's really all I can do.
Yep. You got your movement, you got your bonus action, you got your actions. Greg, you see everybody has moved out. It's just you by yourself in an alleyway. You see a Drider, an Umber Hulk, Drekken, Ward, and a Storm Cloud.
And a what? Storm
Storm
cloud.
Cloud.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go around and go into the fort and loot it while everybody's dying. And still kind of good treasure I get.
Well, it would take all your movement to get into the fort.
Hey, Jeremy,
Yes, sir.
he doesn't see the storm cloud. It's concentration.
Well, he would see it.
Oh, he lost concentration.
Oh, you lost.
And I'm running.
Oh.
Oh.
So all you had to do was roll a 13 or higher.
Oh, I didn't do that part. I just got. But I thought if I got confused, I wouldn't hold on to it.
Well, it's not that kind of confusion. It doesn't say anything about breaking concentration.
I rolled a natural 20.
Hey, you're still concentrating.
I see the storm cloud! Oh, goodness, gosh.
You got, it's about 35 feet to get to Ward directly. It's about 30 feet exactly for you to get to the Umber Hulk. 35 to 40 feet to the Drider, and you don't know what's beyond that because Slade is obscured by massive creatures.
Umber Hulk! Ah!
You're going to run to the Umber Hulk?
Yeah.
Give me a charisma saving throw.
15 plus 2 is 17.
Hey, you're able to combat this feeling of confusion and do your dirty.
I'm not confused. Kill Umber Hulk. Right, on my first roll, it's another 15 plus 6 is 21.
That hits.
And that's my mace.
Okay.
So that's 1-6.
Your intimate knowledge with your dagger, when you go to strike with that, you realize this creature would not feed it.
Yeah, because
The Drider-
it's insect like.
Right. The Drider would, but this would not.
That's 11 points of damage.
Nice. All right.
My next attack is a 12.
Total.
Yes.
That's a miss.
And my last attack is a 17.
That's a miss as well.
Ah!
Hey, but you whittled it down a little bit. All right, we're back up to that first strider that's all up in Slade's business. He's going to do those 3 attacks again, Slade. First one's a bite. Is a 18 plus 6.
24.
Yeah.
So you take
No, Slade! Don't die!
4 points of piercing damage and 4 points of poison damage from that. The longsword is a 17.
Yep.
You take 8 points of slashing damage with that first longsword, and then higher than a 17, it's just somewhere around the neighborhood of a 20. So that is only 4 points of slashing damage from that longsword, and its turn is done. Ward.
Yep.
You need to run in a random direction your full movement, so it'll be 60 feet. I need you to roll a 4-sided dice for me, please.
3.
4.
So you start running directly north.
Okay.
And as you run directly north, there's an attack of opportunity from the Umber Hulk that's on you. He misses. And you do your entire turn. You move your 60 feet, and you actually end up running around that stone pillar, and you're kind of in an alleyway that comes to a dead end. And that's where you end your turn.
What are you doing, man?
Do I get to roll to try to do the charisma thing, or is that?
No, it's just this one thing that happens, and then it's done.
Okay.
But every time you come within viewing distance, if you can see it, you have to make this charisma saving throw. Okay? Unless you avert your eyes. However, you still have. Is it a bonus action to pull down the thunder, or is
It's a bonus action to move it.
but not to call the lightning?
You have to use an action
Okay.
to do that. But
Right, so
as a bonus action, I would like to use the Balm of the Summer Court, a couple of those on me, because I lost darn near 30 points.
How much? Yeah, go ahead. I think that's about all you can get. Is around 30 points, isn't it?
Yeah, but I have 5 dice, but after I did it incorrectly the last time, I can use 2 of them a turn.
Okay.
So
you want to use a little bit this time?
I'm going to use 2 for 8 points back.
All right. That finish your turn, Ward?
Yeah, that's all I can do. Sit there and shiver.
All right. Slade, you see the situation has gotten a little bit worse. You've got 2 Driders on you now. And that Umber Hulk that is just on the other side of the Drider that you're fighting, and you see 2 of your allies are on that Umber Hulk, but you see the Ash Elf run just past you and goes
The
up.
what?
The Ash Elf, Ward, runs past you and goes towards looks like these rock pillars. Maybe he saw something over there. You're not entirely sure what happened. But as your go,
Coward!
the first one that approached you looks like you shot it one time. The other one is undamaged.
Okay. With the scatter gun, can I get a 30-foot and get the 2 Driders and the Umber Hulk without hitting a companion?
You've got to use something to reload it.
I know that. I'm just asking.
I will say, no. You can get both of the bad guys, the Drider and the Umber Hulk, but you would also get Drekken and Grek in that same blast. Because it's a 30-foot wide cone, correct?
Right.
Yeah. They're within 30 feet of you both ways, distance-wise and...
I'll uncanny dodge.
I've got resistance, so
Can I hit more than one of them without hitting the companion? Just hit the 2 Driders, maybe.
If you step back and take an attack of opportunity from both of them, you can rotate and turn and get both of them. If you'd like to do that. Because right now they're flanking you, one on each side of you. If you step back that way and then swing your gun around, you can get those.
Okay, well now can I turn and get just one of them with it, and not hit the other guys?
Yeah, you can turn around and hit with just one of them with it.
Okay, then I will use the first attack to reload scattergun, and
Okay.
then hit the attack the scattergun.
Okay.
Just attack the Wind Rider.
Bless you.
All right, that is a 19 to hit.
That's exactly what you need.
Okay, I'm rolling the wrong dice. Hang on. All right, so that's going to be 14 damage. What's going on with that?
Hey, it's better than 8 damage.
Well, I know. So I caused 14 damage to the Drider. Then I'm going to action surge, fire the other scattergun round into him.
Okay.
Okay, that's going to be like a 21 to hit.
That definitely hits.
All right, and that's going to be 18 damage. Finally, something different. And then I'll have to do the last shot with the pistol. That's going to be like a 16 to hit.
16 does not hit.
Yes, I know.
Dun, dun, dun.